advisor to the government saying there's no hard evidence that masks work and that mainly they're reassuring. You couldn't make it up. You've even got the scientists now telling us masks don't work.
Well, it's a terrible embarrassment, isn't it? But, I mean, if you've got a group on the SAGE committee of all these different scientists who are all saying different things, it's very difficult for a politician to know what to do. But I certainly think, I always thought, and this is what I don't understand, the politician's stupid or something. You know, if you want to feel safe and put a mask on, great. But if you don't. And if people touching their faces constantly, it doesn't make any sense. You know, constantly removing their mask to speak. So they're touching their face a lot more than they normally would. But yeah, I don't understand this mandatory mask thing. But I certainly do understand that if you're maybe over the age of 65 or you have health conditions or you're particularly vulnerable, then of course you should feel comfortable to wear a mask. If it gives you an extra level of safety. But you're right, the whole experience of going shopping, you can't try stuff on, so why would you even go shopping? You know, I went to Primark, I was barked at.
Yeah.
And then you can't try the stuff on, just buy it online, wouldn't you? What's the point?
Well, if lockdown was the right strategy, then I'm on board. If masks work, brilliant, sign me up. I will bandage my entire face. But the fact that there is a debate around all of these things, I think proves that, notwithstanding some of the eccentrics at today's rally, we need to be asking these questions, especially because further destruction to the economy lies ahead if we don't go back to normal as soon as possible. Anna, what is your YouTube channel called?
It is called...
Well, it's got your name on it, hasn't it? Anna Brees.
Brees
so that's...
Media or Anna Brees. Now, just before we go, what do you think of Bill Gates? Because I think he's the thing that everyone's talking about, and I'm not going to be pulled one way or the other. He's either a philanthropist or he's a psychopath.
Well, I know a lot of speculation about Bill Gates. The only thing I can say is that, you know, he's a very rich man. He's made so much money that he's dedicated his life now to philanthropy, including, I think, aiming to eliminate malaria, among other illnesses. So I'm not sure I'm buying the idea that he's the bad guy, but what are the theories around Bill Gates?
Well, exactly. He's either a philanthropist and a good guy, or he's a bad guy. I mean, I don't know. But for me, it's always been quite obvious, really, about 3 or 4 years ago, that if you change the media, you change the world. So, you know, these very powerful people, I think, know that. I think they also know that with a lot of money, you can buy the message, you can buy the narrative. So a more democratic media could have been paid for a long time ago, a good global democratic media. But I think, I don't know, I think he could have done more. I'm not entirely sure that he is a true philanthropist, but I know when you have that kind of money, you do like power, absolutely. And maybe this is just one horrible big joke, and maybe he wants us to restructure and create new media, create new politics. But it is interesting. It's very, very interesting. I don't know about Bill Gates, but I know a lot of people are very, very suspect.
Well, we couldn't call ourselves here at Talk Radio the home of free speech if we did not have a platform for all thoughts and all conversations. And I think, other than, you know, libeling people, which I know you're not in the business of doing and neither am I think it's perfectly reasonable to look at every public figure and all governments and big corporations and have a think about what motivates them. Anna, we've been grateful for your time. You must be exhausted after a long day on your feet, but we wish you well. And once again, I can say that your YouTube channel is under your own name of Anna Brees, B-R-E-E-S. You're on Twitter, you're across socials, and I hope we speak again.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me on.
Thanks, Anna. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Untangle the twisted knot of finding